Good afternoon. We have a very warm day ahead of us. 90 in Sioux Falls, 91 Aberdeen, 88 in Pierre, and 76 in Rapid City. Everyone in a slight chance to see afternoon thunderstorms. And for tonight, 65 Sioux Falls, 64 in Aberdeen, 64 in Pierre, and 57 in Rapid City. This warm pattern continues with afternoon thunderstorms through the weekend. We'll take a closer look as we begin midday in KELOLAND.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, Midday in KELOLAND.
This midday, 3 people still unaccounted for in Davenport, Iowa after a partial building collapse. What police have to say about the search. Plus,
the bill to raise the debt ceiling is now in the hands of the U.S. Senate. I'm Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill. What senators are saying and what's expected next.
good afternoon and thanks for having us in. Multiple law enforcement agencies cracked down on drivers who were speeding in Sioux Falls. The police department says it issued 47 citations for speeding. Some of those were for more than 26 miles per hour over the speed limit. Officers also cited people for DWI and not wearing a seatbelt. 18 law enforcement officers from 3 agencies worked on this operation. The saturation patrol was Friday, May 26th from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. The police chief in Davenport, Iowa says 3 residents of an apartment building that partially collapsed on Sunday are still unaccounted for. Earlier this week, authorities said 5 people were missing, but the police chief says that 2 of them have since been contacted and are safe. The 6-story building partially collapsed shortly before 5 p.m. Sunday. The city has since released documents, including structural engineering reports. They show the building's owner was told that patches of brick facade were separating from the building, and the building was at risk. Turning now to our forecast, it's dry and hot out there, right, Megan?
Most definitely. We have plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are well above normal for the first day of June. But a good day to be out on the water, like at Yankton, 82 degrees. South winds are at 16 miles an hour. And like I said, plenty of sunshine. Taking a look at our satellite, hardly any clouds. Few clouds are filling in along the Nebraska border and in western South Dakota. Nothing is coming out of them right now. Like I said, our temperatures are well above normal. Right now, Sioux Falls is sitting at about 10 degrees above normal, 85, 88 in Aberdeen, 84 in Pierre, and 73 in Rapid City. Our winds are out of the south and east at 5 to about 15 miles an hour. They will continue through the afternoon. For today, a high of 90 in Sioux Falls, 91 in Aberdeen, 88 in Pierre, and 76 in Rapid City. We do have a chance to see a few afternoon thunderstorms pop up. Later this afternoon and into this evening, there is a marginal risk those thunderstorms could become severe in southwestern South Dakota in that area in green. The main threats are going to be hail and strong winds if you get under one of these thunderstorms. For tonight, mild overnight lows of 65 in Sioux Falls, 64 in Aberdeen, 64 also in Pierre, and 57 in Rapid City. Tomorrow, another warm day, 88 Sioux Falls, 90 in Aberdeen, 87 in Pierre, and 78 in Rapid City. Tomorrow, there is a better chance of afternoon thunderstorms for everybody. This pattern will continue through the weekend. We'll take a closer look in just a little bit.
Thank you, Megan. New information confirmed by CBS News and first reported by CNN could mean more legal trouble for former President Donald Trump. He was recorded talking about a classified document that he kept after leaving the White House. Dozens of papers marked classified were seized from his Florida home last year. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge is at the Justice Department.
2 sources familiar with the matter tell CBS News the audio tape is from a meeting 2 years ago at former President Trump's New Jersey golf club, more than a year before federal investigators searched his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida and seized records marked classified. The existence of the tape was first reported by CNN. 2 sources say the recording captures Trump acknowledging there are national security restrictions on the Pentagon memo that detailed potential plans to attack Iran. One source said that Trump stated he should have declassified the record before leaving the White House, apparently contradicting recent claims at a CNN town hall.
I have no classified documents. And by the way, they become automatically declassified when I took them.
In his autobiography, Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, appears to describe the New Jersey meeting, where Trump recalls a 4-page report that contained a plan to attack Iran, deploying massive numbers of troops.
He possessed the classified document, and he had the intent to possess that.
Scott Frederickson is a former federal prosecutor.
This is a huge piece of evidence for the special counsel. It'll be highly influential in the decision of whether or not to indict the former president. And certainly, if there were to be a trial, this would be mighty powerful evidence, a tape recording of the president himself.
In an interview on CNN, Trump attorney Jim Trusty did not dispute the facts of the reporting, but accused the FBI and Justice Department of a leak campaign. The special counsel declined to comment, but there are indications that his investigation into Trump's handling of classified information may be in its final stages. Catherine here at CBS News, Washington.
The audio tape is now part of Special Counsel Jack Smith's criminal investigation, and sources tell CBS News it has been the focus of recent grand jury testimony in Washington. About once a week, Bronze Age art casting in Sioux Falls is pouring molten bronze, brass, aluminum, or iron. Owner Rick Haugen's newest project is a bronze replica of the Marine Corps War Memorial in Washington, D.C. When he's not casting hundreds of pieces for a life-size statue, Haugen is working with local artists on their projects.
I absolutely love bronze casting because it's a transformative process, and every time you see it, it's just like molten sunshine being poured into a mold.
In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, our Travis Fossing takes us to one of Haugen's most recent pours and tells us just how much work goes into completing these works of art. There's an event in downtown Sioux Falls. It's all about building community. Every 2 weeks, up to 30 women entrepreneurs gather at Queen City Bakery for coffee and connections.
Coffee and Connections is about women connecting with other women, supporting and encouraging them through whatever journey they're on for their business or professional life.
The women meet every other Thursday between 8 and 9:30 a.m. at Queen City Bakery. We'll tell you how Coffee and Connections got its start tonight on KELOLAND News. An endangered species is growing at the Great Plains Zoo. The zoo announced 2 of its red wolves became first-time parents to 6 red wolf puppies. The litter of puppies includes 2 females and 4 males. Officials of the zoo are closely monitoring the puppies via camera and regular checkups. The zoo is asking people to use low voices around the red wolf exhibit. The Great Plains Zoo said red wolves are the most endangered canid species in the world. There's only about 24 living in the wild.